guys, or just finding a guy that you want to hold on to? Or do you have more problem just finding guys to go out with?
More problems finding guys to go out with. I think I'm more open to dating a lot of different men, whereas I used to have more of a box of what I wanted. And now I'm like, okay, let me just go in with an open mind, have fun, try and enjoy each moment, and decide if this is a good relationship to continue to go out with. That's where I'm at. I'm much more open to meeting a lot of different guys now, whereas I used to not.
Okay, well that's an important thing. I mean, that's a good start. You know, here's the beauty of dating, um, just later in life. Like, I mean, I'm 33 and I just got married, so um, what I learned just dating, just being in my 30s and dating, was that I know more what I want than when I was 23. You know what I mean? So I could go out. So in one date, like usually when you're 23, 18, younger, you date for, gosh, you have to date for 6 months before you really start to get to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
Where I was like, on the first date, I knew I could tell you exactly who I was. I talked about religion. I talked about politics. I talked about all the things that were important to me in life that have made me who I am.
Right.
I threw out all the stuff, don't talk about this, because I don't need to impress somebody with stuff that doesn't matter to me. I don't need to be, super charming and nice if I'm not going to always be super charming and nice. I might as well just be myself.
I think it's really difficult to find a man that's like that to go out on dates with, to be quite honest.
But see, the beauty is you get to be that. You get to be that. You can be the dominant one in that conversation of like, here's what I'm looking for. Within a couple of hours, if this person.
You're right, and you know what? You make a good point. Open it up, and the bottom line is they're going to stick around if they like what they hear, or they're not. And if it scares them, then it's probably bad timing, or they're not the right person, and they're not ready to be with somebody like that.
Just not the right person. I mean,
right.
We stay in so many relationships that we don't need to be in because we're looking for someone, or we like the companionship. You seem to be kind of very, very confident, and you work hard. You seem to be very happy on your own, which is good because it's good. See, it's going to be tough for a guy to really break through that because you're a very independent woman, and you're gonna if you have that mentality of, listen, here's who I am, here's what I do, here's how I like things. Either you fit in with this or you don't. Now you're asking a guy to fit in that box that just really associates and goes with your life. Which now you're looking for like 1% of the male population to fit in that box. If you can find a guy that you go, listen, here's who I am, here's what I love what you are, and we can coexist, and because you don't need someone to complete you. You just need someone, and that's the biggest mistake that people make is they look for people that can complete who they are. Right. The fact is, we have to be complete people individually so that we can be free to love and be free to be loved by anyone else. Otherwise, we're just letting someone else make up for our shortcomings, and we never grow into that full person. Because, like, my wife does all that. She's the organizer. So what, I'm never going to be organized because she's organized? That's crazy. Yeah. So I have to be everything I can be as a human all by myself, and then she has to be the same thing, and then we have to live together.
Right.
Because we spend our entire lives, like you said earlier, learning how to be free and how to be independent and how to go on with our life and not depend on anybody. But then when you do try to bring those two lives together, you have to reevaluate and say, wait, okay, you're you, I'm me. How do we make this work together? Because we're not really, I think we're born to be together, but we're not raised to be together.
Right.
From the moment you're a child, mom was like, you don't need a man, independence. Be your own woman. So you gotta break that up a little bit and say, okay, I'm my own woman, but yet I do want to coexist with somebody and find that love that can grow into the most magical love ever.
Right. All right, well, lots to think about, lots to work on. I think I'm on the right path, and
I think you are too. And I think you don't need it. The biggest thing is, it's like with jobs and with other, it's easier to find a job when you have a job. If every time you go out, I'm looking for that man, we're on the same page, or on the right page, and you're doing what, gosh, we probably all should have done, when we were younger, and that's just be open to it, know who we are, and be confident in ourselves. But I think some of the old-fashioned things you may have been taught when you were a little girl, you might just, don't throw them away, but just kind of
play with them a little bit. Yeah.
One thing you might want to do, just be honest with yourself about your past and really come to grips with that and really deal with that in a positive way, so that that's not something that affects your future relationships.
Right.
You know, it's
I would
something that
agree.
happened. It was sad. It was a hard time. But you need to make sure you have dealt with that in a positive way, so that you're not making other guys suffer because of what.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Well, you know what I mean.
I do. Well, it's been great talking to you. Great advice, and I look forward to talking to you some more.
My pleasure. I think you're going to be great, and you're definitely going to find that guy because you're an amazing woman.
Thank you.
You're welcome.